G'day everyone. I'm just throwing this as an intro to all of these videos I'm about to upload. These are all spearfishing info videos from Patreon. The Patreon people that I spoke with said they wouldn't mind if these eventually went on YouTube. There's about 9 hours of spearfishing info stuff. Nothing fancy, just me talking to a GoPro on various topics, but it will probably help quite a few new divers because there's like 9 hours of just absolute... I cover everything I've sort of ever learned in the scene. With regards to me spearfishing, probably not a reality at the moment. I was just diagnosed with a disorder called ME a few years back. Stupidly tried to hide it. Shouldn't have actually, because if I come out with these things I can help other people that are struggling through them. But yeah, I haven't even been able to make this video for the last 4 days because I've been and now yeah, I've got enough energy today. But yeah, you can watch the Future of Aquatic Rehab spearfishing video if you want to know more on that. For anyone that wants to help me through this, I will put my PayPal in here. Feel free if you think you're getting value out of this, because sort of everything helps with this. But otherwise, no pressure. Just go out and send us pictures of the fish that you're smashing. And yeah, hope you guys get some info.
Okay, crew. So for today's one, as I posted, I didn't have any questions come in, so I am packing up my gear for a weekend charter that we've got going down in Tairoa. So I thought I'd just go through all what I'm using just currently, and yeah, that might sort of well, obviously what I'm packing for the trip, and then if I go through all of my gear, then at least that will give you guys a bit of an idea of sort of what I'm using. The only reason I thought this would be good is after sort of when we're doing these charters down there, quite a few people are asking about gear, so yeah, I'll just run through it all. I've sort of got it all down here out on the tarp, and this is sort of my basic North Island kind of stuff. So I'll start over this side here with the bag actually. So the bag is this isn't like a big, it's not like a big bag that you can fit heaps of stuff in like the other bag that I use, but I kind of like it because I don't have that much spearing gear here, and it's quite that I'm taking out. It's quite nice and compact. It's an Andre bag that they sent me up, and it's a dry bag that has this would be good for shore diving because it's got these backpack straps on it. So yeah, I just think that that's pretty rad. It's not obviously not a necessity, but it's kind of just what I've been using, and it's not such a big bulky thing because we've been getting quite a few bags on the boat that are like just absolutely loaded. So yeah, it's nice to just be able to tuck that thing away. When it comes to my weights, pretty much just generic weights, but what I found to be quite important is a really tough weight belt. So I use these commercial weight belts. I can't remember where I got this one from, but it's like your commercial grade, really thick rubber, and because I've broken quite a few in the past, so yeah, I think that for myself I like to use these, and obviously make sure that they are this sort of buckle style, so that you can pull them and quick release them. And yeah, this blade I've had for probably about 10 years. I got this one in Tahiti, and I don't wear them on my... I either wear them in the pocket, I either wear them here in the suit pockets or on my belt, because if you wear them on your calf, kingfish will just go through there if you got line in there and catch it, and yeah, that's just a nightmare. So yeah, that's something that I'd way rather do, is have them on the belt than have them on your calf. No matter what anyone says, there's no wearing a belt on the calf, I believe, is shit. So yeah, on your belt you can just a lot of people think they can quickly grab at their calf, but not always, especially when you get tangled in that. So like right there, your knife's like right there, so you've got it in your hand, pop the thing up, and then bang, it's right with you. So good quality knife's pretty important too. I think I've spoken about this before, but I do have one serrated edge and then one sharp edge. I think I've spoken about this before, but I will again. Aqualung. This is the micro mask. This is the best mask I've ever used. This one's 10 years old as well. Still using it. This is a Bochet Activa snorkel, and yeah, I sort of did a big snorkel yarn, snorkel mask yarn, but they are very good because they aren't hard and they don't really get in the way, and they're quite long, so good for like really rough sort of choppy water. And this is the second one I've had in a decade, so I like these at the moment. These are the 3mm Creasy boots, pretty good. The gloves I'm using currently are these, because I like to be able to feel. A little bit of a sacrifice on the craze, but normally I wear thinner ones, but these are the Dyneema Andre gloves, XL in black, and they're really cool too. Fins at the moment, composite penetrator fins with Setmer composite, S-wing foot pockets, and you can see here that they don't have that the rail down on them, so the blade gets worked all the way up there. Given these things pretty good thrashing so far, and they are doing really well. I really do like them for a composite blade, so yeah, they are yeah, they're very nice to use, these ones. And it's penetrator on the Gold Coast. When it comes to wetsuits, depends on budget, and that really, you can either get like Chico or different types of, I mean the most important thing is the rubbers in them, and also the materials on the outside. This one here, this is a Yamamoto 39, Yamamoto limestone. So Yamamoto comes in different grades. You can Google it if you like. There's your like Chico rubbers and stuff like that, and then there's your Yamamoto rubbers, I think like 38, 39, and then there's like 40 or something as well. 39's really good because you sort of yeah, it gets a bit more fragile as they get a higher quality rubber, but they're actually really, like 39 is a really high quality, and it's not too fragile but really warm. So yeah, these 39 5mm wetsuits are really good. So yeah, and as you'll notice, I don't like to have straps, because basically then if you need to go toilet in the water, you end up getting stuffed, and also they put pressure on your shoulders, and I've found that taking a full breath, like just with my body shape, I don't like getting that pull on there, so yeah, I just wear them like that. Also my gun, this is just a 90 roller carbon Rob Allen barrel, Rob Allen handle. When I make heads, just a 90cm, just the basic overall sort of gun. I've got a few other guns there. I might actually just chat about them in a second, but that's what I'm taking just because I'm going to be in the water on these charters, and it's just a little sort of a backup gun. I like shooting kingies and snapper with it, good as gold, but yeah, the reel on no float line, just because I'm going to be working a flasher. When it comes to floats, at the moment I'm just bringing this one down. Just a nice hard Spearmaster float, like not a big thing that's going to get in everyone's way, big pesky bloomin' thing that's going to get tangled in that. Like if I happen to be running a float, they're just a bullet float, so it's just like simple, small and uncompressible, you know, not like those other floats. So I really like the little bullet float because they just sort of stay out of the way, not as visible as your bigger floats, but that's yeah, just I just like them, and they're really good in the line too if you're you want a backup float if you're shooting bigger fish. Now so that's just like the basics. In terms of line, 700 kilo rope, your standard rope, or I've got this plastic sort of line here, but I do in New Zealand, I just like the rope. I mean, it's that rope's, yes, I think it's rated to over 500 kilo. I'm pretty sure that one there is 700, so yeah, it's the last thing you're going to sort of worry about when it comes to something breaking. Now, that's what I take on a trip when we're doing these charters. But the other guns that I've got here, this is a Andre. I don't know what you'd call the length of it in the way that we measure them, but it's a 125, but it's equivalent to about 85 or something like that in close track, and it's just a double 16. A reel gun as well, so that's just a handy little, more of a, like if the roller's playing up, if there's anything finicky, because rollers aren't, rollers is quite mechanical. If I want something more, okay, straight to the point and a bit not so, you don't have to worry about moving parts and that, I'll use that thing. Now my big kingy gun now that I've just been working on, or, oh shit, the bike almost got me there, or tropical gun 3 Kings Wide Island is the 120. David rigged this up for me. This is my Derval barrel, 120 centimeters with a roller head on it. So the Rob Allen roller head, which some spiders have got into, which is really nice, and that's got a 7.5 in there, and it's set up as a breakaway, and I've just got a D shackle there, so that's got a load assist and all the rest of it. So just a 120, and yeah, basically it's a pretty beastly gun for what it is. So that's kind of like, if I wanted a big, I've been looking for a gun that's kind of that, it's got the punch and it's got the power to deck big kings out at range and that, but it's just single load and not overly complicated and easier to move in the water. So a 120 is pretty good like that. It is pretty bulky when I compare it to my other guns and that, but yeah, when you think about what you can, like how far these and how fast these shafts are flying out of this thing with the breakaway, it's sort of a pretty good little balance there. So yeah, that's basically it. My other floats here are Derval floats, just because they're really good high pressure floats, but I don't use those in New Zealand unless yeah, targeting something big, which I don't often really bother doing, but I've done 2 trips to the Kings before and used those floats, and they're nice and big and visible, and they fill up to about 2 bar. So yeah, that's basically the lot there. And if you have any questions on gear, dudes, just get at me. There's one topic I thought about chatting about next week, which was, well, I was actually going to do it this week, and I thought this is probably more important, but it's sort of like float line awareness, and yeah, a little bit of like etiquette in the water, float line awareness, and then how to hold a spear gun, because what I notice is we've got a few new guys coming out, and I don't know how many of you guys on Patreon will find value in this, but a lot of guys sort of seem to just a bit of like seem a bit awkward, like holding the gun, where to hold the gun, like when you're diving in there, and obviously not having your finger on the trigger when you're not shooting at a fish. And there's a lot of things that I like to sort of drill into people's heads, for example, like diving and keeping yourself looking really small. So having your gun tucked in close, and that means you sort of hold it up halfway and then you sort of extend it last minute rather than making yourself enormous all the way down. But yeah, I might sort of get back into that next week, and then yeah, run through a bit of that. But just depends if there's something people want to see, and if there's other things, then just DM me, and yeah, I'll have a bit of a yarn. So cool. All right, we'll see you on the next one.